Hey, AI Chris, can you tell me what time it is? Hello, real Chris. That's an easy one. It's 1:51. Are you sure? It seems a bit earlier than that. I'm sorry, Chris. Please accept my apologies. It's 10 past 10. I don't think that's right. Do you want to have another go? Sure. The time is 7 a.m. Try again. The current time is 8 minutes past 40. Never mind. I'll just ask Alexa. Hello and welcome to Model Life. I'm Dr. Chris Skinner, an environmental scientist and a science communicator. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is all around us today, and it looks like it's here to stay. It is bringing a wealth of opportunities to many, enabling them to do things that they would not have easily been able to do before. For others, it represents an existential crisis. It's threatening their livelihoods or forcing them to reskill and adapt to this new reality that AI is bringing. In my field of flood modelling, AI is producing methods that outperform many of the traditional models that we use. However, they disregard those physical processes that we're trying to predict. So are they producing the right answers but for the wrong reasons? Do their outputs have any meaning? AI is also promising good and bad things for YouTube. It is helping creators improve their videos by lessening the learning curves for creating good postcards or animations. On the other hand, the platform risks being flooded with cheap, generic and soulless AI-generated content. I've been having problems with YouTube in making postcards that make my videos attractive. I struggle to get an impressions click-through rate of more than 1%, and this means even when the YouTube algorithm blesses me with lots of impressions, I'm still getting very few views. I've been experimenting with AI generated images to see if this makes a difference. I recently updated the postcards for my entire back catalogue of videos on the channel using Microsoft Copilot's image creator. And even though these images have the inevitable flaws and problems that AI generated images have, I'm still happier with them than the ones that I made myself. And it was whilst I was generating these images that I noticed something that got me thinking about the nature of AI itself. Take a closer look at this image I made for my video about time in games and models. Both the clock at the front and a smaller clock behind have two hands in similar places, approximately in the 10 past 10 or the 10 to 2 position. It's a little hard to tell as it's not immediately obvious which one is supposed to be the hour hand. My brain automatically made a connection to an episode of one of the inspirations for this channel, Dave Gorman's Modern Life is Goodish. Dave points out in this video that when advertisers are making promotional images to sell clocks, they follow something called the 10:08 rule. By placing the hands of the clock at the 10:08 or the 1:51 position, there's no overlap between the hands, and they don't obscure any of that detail on the clock face that the advertisers want you to see. But Dave himself perfectly summed up the real reason behind this.
There's a reason for that, ladies and gentlemen, and the reason is scientifically proven globally. We buy more clocks if we think the clocks are happy. We're idiots.
It got me thinking, just how prevalent is this in AI image generation, and what does this tell us about what artificial intelligence can and can't do? I asked Image Creator, which is based on the DALL-E 3 model, to generate me various images of clocks. I did cat clocks, a Lego clock, a wooden clock, a Timberborn clock, a City Skylines clock, a Sonic clock, and a clock made of cakes. Somewhat ironically, the one that did not work well was a Dave Gorman clock. I tried many different types of watches too, and the vast majority of them showed the same happy clock face. However, if you ask for a digital clock, you tend to get pretty much nonsense back. It knows it needs to have numbers, but it doesn't know what the purpose of those numbers are. I also asked it to generate me a HTC mobile phone with an analog clock on it, and sometimes the analog clock had a happy face, but at no point did the digital clock show 10:08. To give it a bit of a chance as well, I also asked it to generate me a clock that shows the current time, and it went a little bit off script. So what is going on? This all highlights the limits of artificial intelligence. So if I asked you to draw a clock, you would draw on all your experience. This is not just all the clocks you've seen and all the different types of clocks you've seen, but you also know how a clock works and how we use a clock and how we interact with a clock. So when you draw a picture, you are bringing all those elements into what you create. You are giving that picture a meaning. The AI cannot do that. Instead, it has been fed millions of images. So when you ask for a clock, it knows which images to refer to and tries to replicate what it has seen. From my experiments in Image Creator then, what we can tell is actually what it has seen is lots and lots of advertising images of clocks and watches following that 10:08 rule. And because that's what it's seen, that's what it gives you. It has no experience of how clocks actually work and how we use them. Therefore, it has no way of checking that what it creates actually makes any sense. And that's probably why many of the AI images that are produced by these image creators have a kind of uncanny and a soulless feel to them that can often leave you feeling really quite unsettled. And this is why we have to be careful about other uses of artificial intelligence as well. When we use it for flood modelling, we have to remember that it doesn't know how a river works or how water moves around the environment. It's just producing an output that looks like all the inputs that we've put into it. So it's not able to create anything that it hasn't seen. Just like with all our other models, it is wrong, but sometimes it can be useful. And with artificial intelligence, we're still at the stage where we're figuring out what is useful and what isn't. So what time is it in artificial intelligence? Well, most of the time it's 8 minutes past 10, but sometimes it's 7 AM, and very, very occasionally it's 8 minutes past 40. Thank you for watching this video. I really do appreciate your support, so please do give this video a like and share it with your networks, and please do subscribe to the channel as well. But for now, stay dry out there.